Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, September 11th, 2023. The day that changed the world. 22 years later, almost hard to believe. 22 years ago was the day that changed the world for us, for a lot of people. It's a sad day. It always is. Every time it happens, every time they spend the day reading the names of the people that never made it back home that day. We're going to dive into all the 9/11 stuff. I'll tell you my story about 9/11. I'm sure, like many of you watching this right now, you know exactly where you were when you found out about it, when you knew what was happening. It's shocking to me whenever I think about 9/11, and I'm not going to get into the nonsense about it. If you want that, there's other shows you can watch. I'm not going to get into the idea behind all the government was in on. I don't play that game. I'm not doing it. But it changed the world for a number of reasons. Not only geopolitically, not only the way we look at the world, not only how we live our lives, not only on the downtown skyline of Manhattan, but I say that at least in my life, being 34 years old, the day of September 11th and the financial crash of 2008 were the two defining moments of my life in the world. Many people, they'll talk about where they were when they heard about Pearl Harbor, where they were when they heard about Kennedy or Martin Luther King or any of the other, defining moments of an age. But for me, it was 9/11. I was in Miss Corcoran's 7th grade social studies class. And a friend of mine called me and said, that the world was ending and we were leaving school. We were 12, and I got up, went to the bathroom, and I left. And I remember watching it all unfold on TV, and it was sad. It was sad. I remember being 12 years old, just wanted to go home, but I couldn't because I was cutting school. And to this day, we still laugh about it. We still all laugh about it, how we thought we were tough guys because we were cutting school, but then we watched basically the world change forever on NBC and didn't really know what to do next. And it's sad, but it's one of the most defining moments of my life. I know it shaped my idea of foreign policy and how we look at the world, how we examine the world around us. And it's pretty shocking how some people, I don't think people have forgotten, but I think like everything else, it fades. It fades for a lot of people. And if you're watching this and you're not from New York, I would urge all of you to, if you ever get a chance to come here, go to a New York City fire station. Go to a firehouse and you'll see the plaques. You'll see the plaques on the wall of 343 members of the FDNY who didn't come home that day. And you'll feel it. You'll feel the gravity of the moment. Go down there. Stand in front of that giant pool and look up. And then remember those people that had to jump. The people that had to jump to avoid the flames. It was incredibly sad to see, to watch it all unfold in real time. I don't know. I think it's different being a New Yorker. It was part of our lives that it's no longer there anymore, and it showed the best of humanity and the worst of humanity all at the same time. All those cops that never made it back. All those guys that went down there digging their friends out. And they're dealing with cancer to this day. And it showed the ineptitude of government, the ineptness of government that those guys had to fight for years to get their medical bills taken care of. I had the pleasure of meeting one of the firefighters' sons by chance, who really fought for the Zadruna bill, which is the bill that got the government to fund the health care of the 9/11 first responders. I had the pleasure of meeting him. I call him a friend now. A friend of mine married a friend of his, and became friends that way. And Ray Pfeiffer became a real hero. Unfortunately, he succumbed to his cancer, to his illness from 9/11, and didn't really get to see the fruits of his labor come to fruition. But so many guys that in the FDNY and in the NYPD that weren't able to get their sicknesses taken care of from breathing and all that shit. And a lot of them you'll never hear their stories. You'll hear about Steven Seiler or Ray Pfeiffer or a couple other ones, but there were thousands of firefighters down there from all over the place, from all over the country that came in to help their brothers. And as I said, it showed the best of humanity and the worst of humanity. It was an incredibly sad day, and I think that everyone, at least on this day, do something. Give some of your time. Go volunteer. I know the VA is always looking for volunteers. Do something. Because, it's the least we can do. It's the least we can do for those guys. Before we get rocking and rolling here, I want to give a big shout out to there's actually a fire company right now watching the show, Company 316 in East Elmhurst, Queens. The Land, Air, and Sea guys, I want to say hello. I know you guys are watching on your way down to on your way down to the World Trade Center. So I want to thank all you guys for keeping us all safe, and a big shout out to the guys in East Elmhurst. All the firefighters that do their part every day to keep idiots like us safe is to keep us safe. Now, of course, this is a political show, so we're going to talk politics here. Today is a defining moment for Joe Biden. A defining moment for the President of the United States. I cannot imagine what the hell else better he could be doing today. But I will say this. When you talk to your liberal friends, and we say this all the time, if each person can sway one vote, that's how you vote more than once. If each person can sway one vote. So go up to your liberal friends who think that Joe Biden is a great guy, and don't bring up inflation or the grooming of kids or the fact that he's the most corrupt president we've ever had in our history. Ask them about today. Ask them why Joe Biden, the man that they think is so great, ask them why he couldn't be in New York today. Why he was spending 9/11 in Alaska, quite literally as far away from New York City as humanly possible. That's what I would urge you to ask them. What could be more important than Joe Biden going down to Lower Manhattan and reading some of the names? That's what leaders do, okay? And it's ceremonial, and some of the world is forgotten, and people have moved on and they got jobs and I get it. They got to bring the kids to school. I get it. However, there's no reason, absolutely no reason, that the President of the United States is not down in Lower Manhattan today. And we've known he's not going to be there. He claims that he's not coming to New York City because he's currently in a feud with Mayor Eric Adams, because Eric Adams has been going after him for this migrant crisis. But you know what? Put all that bullshit aside. Put it all aside, Mr. President. It's days like today that nations need leaders. And obviously we don't expect much coming from you, because, you're genuinely useless. However, this is one of the things you're supposed to do. This is perhaps Joe Biden doesn't want to come to New York City because of the rampant crime, and he's worried about his own safety. That's entirely possible. Now you know how the rest of us feel, bro. Now you know how the rest of us feel. But as I said, I would urge everybody who hasn't gotten an opportunity to spend some time in New York, to go down to Lower Manhattan and see that. Stop by a firehouse. You can just walk in and look at the names and never forget them. Newsday, actually, to my surprise, they actually did a great write-up today about all the people that we lost on Long Island. I think it was 497 people from Long Island never made it home that day. 497 people. And Newsday does a great job. They have all their pictures up. I could be sitting here scrolling for days. All the people who never made it home. How many firefighters are on this list? It's look, I'm still scrolling, and we're only at the D's. Now the E's. We could do this all day long. And the victims of 9/11 aren't just the ones on this screen. They're the people, as I said before, who suffered with cancers and injuries and PTSD and untreated medical conditions. A lot of cops, a lot of firefighters, they did their therapy at the bottom of a bottle or with drugs or whatever. People that just couldn't deal with it. So they dealt with it in their own way. All these people, lives cut short for a myriad of reasons. But so Newsday, as much as I do not like to give any of you credit for anything because you all suck, I will say you great job with this one. They all are. 497 Long Islanders dead in one day. It's sad. It's really, really sad. Once again, I want to give a shout out to the guys in East Elmhurst, Station 316. I know you guys are fans of the show and you guys watch. I hope you guys have a good day down in Lower Manhattan. Try to stay dry, boys. But yeah, it's wild. It's wild that it's been 22 years. And somehow every year it doesn't get easier. It only gets me more upset when I see the amount of people who don't seem to care, or who have moved on to other things. It's wild. But before we move on to our next story, guys, a quick word from Mike Lindell.
Over the last 20 years, with all your support, we've been able to not only launch the original MyPillow, but also the MyPillow mattress topper, Giza Dream bed sheets, My Slippers, and the MyPillow bath towels. But there's so much more. In fact, we have over 200 products, and I'm so confident that you'll love each and every one of them that when you go to MyPillow.com now, you'll immediately receive a free gift valued at $20 just for checking out the website. No purchase necessary. Get everything from MyPillow blankets, sleepwear, kitchen towels, mattresses, duvets, pet beds, body pillows, comforters, couch pillows, bathrobes, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. And remember, just for checking out MyPillow.com, you'll immediately receive a free gift valued at $20. No purchase necessary. This is a limited time promotion, so go to MyPillow.com now.
Guys, head on over to MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD for up to 80% off everything on the website. That's MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD for up to 80% off everything on the website. Also, guys, this Sunday, who's ready, baby? We're going back to Montauk. This Sunday, we leave Seaford train station at 12 noon. Everybody's lining up at about 10. If you want to meet us on the service road, as so many people do, for our big yearly Trump rally, that's September 17th, 2023, at the Seaford train station. Everybody's getting there at about 10 o'clock in the morning, leaving at 12 and heading east on Sunrise Highway the whole way, all the way to the end. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. Guys, make sure you share this out all over the place so that everyone else knows what's going on. I will throw a copy of it in the Facebook chat in case you guys want to share the image out. That's the best way to help us. Everybody's got their different Facebook groups and everything that they've got going on. So make sure, just take this flyer, throw it in there, throw the event in there. It's right at the top of the Facebook page. If you guys wouldn't mind helping us out with that one. Let me put this in here. Give me 1 second. As we get rocking and rolling here, guys, make sure you guys hit the like button on Facebook if you're watching there. If you're watching on Rumble, hit the thumbs up button. Keep sharing this video out all over the place so everyone knows what is going on. There it is. Nope, didn't get it in there. Give me 1 second. All right, I can't seem to do it. But it won't seem to upload. I'll put it in afterwards. It's on the Facebook page. Just share that out if you guys wouldn't mind. Really helps grow the movement also. We're going to be having some fun down there. We're going to be doing something a little bit different once we hit Montauk, once we get to Seaford, I should say. We're doing something a little bit different. As you guys know, we've been building that infrastructure here at the Loud Majority, really doing a lot of the on-the-ground stuff, some of the stuff that isn't so sexy, that isn't so fun. But anybody who wants to be involved in that, I'll be walking around. It's going to be a lot of fun. So please do consider giving us a hand with that when I see you guys at Seaford. There's one more story I want to talk about real quick because it's a wild notion. Apparently New York City is overrun with child thieves, with thieves robbing bars, and they know they can get away with it because they're kids. This story from the New York Post. New York City child thieves are targeting bars, leaving owners overwhelmed with the thieves because they know that the police can't arrest them because they are just children. They're just kids. The owner of an Upper West Side bar that has been terrorized by a gang of thieving children said that he was threatened by one of the youngsters as yet another Manhattan business owner came forward on Sunday as the victim of the kiddie crime wave. Jacob Rabinowitz, owner of the Amsterdam Ale House, a bar on West 76th Street on Saturday night, said he spotted the children who robbed his patrons back in February panhandling outside of the business. He said he was going to beat my ass, Rabinowitz said, saying, it was just a little kid telling me that. When the pub owner warned the child that he would call the police on the boy replied, "The police can't arrest me. I'm just a kid." Here is a video, here's an image of some of these kids just robbing stores, sneaking in through the back, taking whatever they want. This young boy was caught on surveillance, leaving a private area at the Lexington Public Bar. Here's another one of a child caught on camera clearing out a safe in the Upper West Side bar, the Upside. So now we have roving bands of children. It used to be teenagers. Now it's kids. Kids knocking over bars. Why? Because the gangs know when they send kids in there, if they kids get caught, they'll be out because they're children. It's shocking. It is sad to see. But when you go soft on crime, this is exactly what happens. It's not like this is the first time we've seen roving bands of children criminals in New York, except we used to see it, 100 years ago, back before there was law and order and crime prevention tactics. But I guess we don't have that anymore. Once again, guys, hit the thumbs up button if you're watching on Rumble. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, share the video out. Hit the like button. That helps the algorithm on the show. Once again, guys, Montauk this Sunday. Can't wait. It's going to be absolutely amazing. From 10 to 12 at the Seaford train station. Come on down. We're leaving at noon to head on out east to Montauk. It's going to be a great day. Bring your barbecues. Bring your can jam and your cornhole sets. Bring it all. I can't wait to see you guys there. Guys, if you're watching on Facebook, head on over to the Rumble channel, rumble.com/loudmajorityus. Boom, there it is in the chat. Head on over there. Subscribe over there. Look, Rumble's the place to be, let's be honest here. All these other social medias are absolutely dying. Head on over to rumble.com. Also, make sure you guys are locked in. 1 p.m. rumble.com/LFATV for the next show. As you guys know, I do 2 shows a day. So I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys come back at 1 p.m. for the 1 p.m. show. I'll be diving into things a little bit more deeply. All the news from the weekend. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until then, everybody, stay loud.